The San Antonio Spurs are so much better than you think, and I kind of wanted to break down exactly how and why, what they're doing to make them such a good team right now, even despite missing Victor Wembanyama and some of their higher end players. I believe Castle's still out as well. But right here, you see guys like Luke Cornett, big time offseason acquisition. He knows what it takes to win a championship up in Boston. You got Harrison Barnes, right, a vet. You got Devin Vassell, you got De'Aaron Fox. I mean, Champagnie has been such a good role player for them. But as we set this high screen, we're going to drive into the basket. Now, once we are able to ensure that big man is biting up, what happens is you create rotation from this defense. What do I mean by that? Well, because the big is here, because your other big is here, now you have to rotate from that weak side corner. And because you have to rotate from the weak side corner, you're going to start to see a little bit of strong side rotation from the other corner, right? So watch this. Harrison Barnes does such a good job driving, getting the weak side to fully overcommit. Now, he pump fakes the pass to the corner. What does that do? It moves the weak side back over to the corner, which opens up Luke Cornett, which is going to get our strong side defender to rotate to Luke. But again, it all comes down to court mapping ability. Do you know where your guys are at all points in time? And the answer is yes for Harrison Barnes, because as he pump fakes this, he spins, he kicks, and now Vassell is wide open because this guy went to go help out on Luke Cornett. And now Vassell gets a wide open standalone three, zero contest, and they get it to go. The IQ, the way these guys are being coached right now is just a little bit different. And again, I wanted to break down the film. So that's what we're going to do. Before we do so, make sure you guys hit the like button if you guys could. Helps out so much. But also, hype the video. New YouTube feature, and man, does it help. With that being said, let's just dive into the film and have a little bit of fun with this game. For being quite honest, Harrison Barnes was huge in this game. I know he's not the youngest guy in the world, but he is still a very good basketball player. Right here, we're going to set up this little DHO. We're going to hand it off to Harrison Barnes as we act like we're setting the screen. Always do that. We are going to get our guy to overcommit to getting over the screen. From there, we're going to drive right, step back. We're going to just create a lot of manipulation in our defender. We get him to overcommit over the screen. We plant the foot into the ground, get him to kind of overcommit downhill, and then boom, step back. Pretty decent contest here, but not good enough. Harrison Barnes drains another three. Great job by Barnes, man. That is how it is run right there. Beautiful. Great shot. And again, I feel like this entire team is just playing with a certain level of confidence right now. Very difficult to defend. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies got out into transition right here, and watch how the Spurs play it. They play it pretty damn beautifully. Look at Luke Cornett hustling down the floor, trying to maintain leverage on Zach Edey, not allowing him to take advantage of a mismatch. We need to be stuck on him like glue. We need to be there if he gets down early. So we do that. We do it perfectly. As they drive in, we play great defense. Look at Luke Cornett help out over. Now they've got nowhere to go with the basketball. They chuck it out to the corner. Not a great pass. Vassell's there, right? Not giving any separation at all. Forcing a terrible pass. Kind of like a little interception here by De'Aaron Fox. And now we're going to take their transition offensive opportunity and turn it into our transition offensive opportunity. And now we get, what, a 4-on-1, maybe 4-on-2 here. And we just get the ball out in space. And Champagnie makes a nice little layup in transition. Great job filling the lane. And again, transition defense is very important. And this team takes it very seriously. And they just gave themselves an easy transition offensive opportunity just by playing transition defense. Another one in transition, late third quarter, Dylan Harper has the ball. Now, because we're in transition, they're kind of in a weird opportunity where, not a weird opportunity, but like a weird state of a defensive set where they're not really manned up where they need to be. So we drive in, we're already creating rotation. You see the strong side corner stagger over ever so slightly, but just enough for Dylan Harper to swing this out here to the hot hand in Harrison Barnes, who once again catches, immediately shoots. There's zero hesitation whatsoever and drains another big time shot. That's exactly what you want to see, and Dylan Harper is doing a really good job so far in the NBA, being able to drive and spray the ball out to the three-point line after creating, whether it's strong side or weak side rotation from the defense. He understands how to affect the way the defense kind of rotates, and I feel like so far so good for Dylan Harper. He's been a really good pickup for them. And really quickly, guys, do me a big favor. Like I said, hit the like button, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so yet. It is free. It doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the San Antonio Spurs throughout the entirety of the year. Offense, defense, individual player breakdowns. We got you guys covered. If you guys want to see more of these videos, make sure you guys turn on your post notifications. I try to post every time they win the game. But also, let me know, would you want to see these videos right after the game or maybe the morning after? I usually do morning after, but you guys let me know what you guys want to see. The NBA season is in full swing, which means we all have a chance to over 1,000x our money during this year's NBA season. Now, before I get into my picks for tonight, I do want to show you a big offer that they're giving right now. If you use my promo code DUBS, they're going to give you a 100% match up to $100, which means if you put in 100, they're going to give you 100 to use on the sleeper app. If you put in 50, they're going to give you 50, right? It is an absolute cheat code. But what I am putting in for tonight is Giannis over 30 points. They're taking on Cleveland. He usually has really good games versus Cleveland. I think he is going to have a big night tonight. Probably will get to the free throw line a ton. I also like Evan Mobley to have a little bit more assists because they have Giannis guarding him majority of the time. He likes to kick out, draw double teams in certain areas of the floor. And I think he's going to have a lot of assist opportunities. We also can look at Khalil Ware versus the Knicks. I think he's going to have 10 or more points in this game. And this is 20 to win 70. You guys can obviously put more, put less, whatever you guys want. And again, use promo code DUBS. You'll get a $100 match deposit on your first deposit, depending on how much you put in. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states, so check out Sleeper today. I love this action right here. We do a couple of different things. We're going to see him dump it down. Dylan Harper dump it down to Luke Cornett. From there, we're going to act like we're setting this off-ball screen to get Devin Vassell maybe on an off-ball double drag play with the DHO. But instead, what we're actually going to do is we're going to fake like we're setting the screen, and we're going to immediately cut to the basket. We're trying to get our defender to overcommit to the switch and maybe leave us wide open back door. However, they play it pretty well for the most part. Where there is a window, right? You see a pocket open up here from front foot to front foot, right? There's a pocket we can get this thing in there. We just don't take the chance, which is fine. Fine, you don't need to do that. You can play a little bit less risky because you're down by 4 at this point. And now we're just going to set up the DHO. Nice little dribble handoff because this guy was playing the roll or the cut to the basket by Dylan Harper. Now as we come off this thing, we can do one of two things. We can stop and pop for a 3, or we can get to a point that we like and stop and pop from there. Whichever one is better, right? So boom, good screen, stop on a dime, pull up shot, no contest, easy money. Great set there by San Antonio. Worked out pretty perfectly. And I think they could have had 2 different options. Okay, another big time play here. Once again, Dylan Harper understands that they are playing what we call an in-the-gap defense towards the inside, which means if he drives to the inside, even if he drives to the outside, they want to show 2, which is going to come from that top side rotation. You call that a fire or a blitz, whatever you want to call it. Now, as he drives in, he creates the fire, creates that double team. We're going to spray it back out here to the 3-point line. Now, notice how he immediately goes and clears out the lane, gets to the corner. We're going to create a little bit of separation here, space the floor out as much as possible. Now, as Champagnie starts to get leverage over his defender, we create more rotation from this defense. Now, this strong side corner defender, as we clear out, has to cover point A, and he's got to cover point B in Dylan Harper. So we do a great job spacing this floor a little bit off the drive. Again, coming down to court mapping ability, understanding when and where this defense is rotating. We hit Dylan Harper, and boom, quick trigger, no hesitation, 3, drains it, ties this game up at 108 apiece. And from here, it felt like the Spurs just took control of the game and never looked back. I mean, here's a play. Keldon Johnson gets into the lane, creates a little DHO opportunity with Dylan Harper, and Harper just drives into the lane and makes an unbelievable shot at the basket. This is huge. This is why you go get a Dylan Harper, man. So unique, got a great play style, but also is crafty around the basket. And what a finish. Gives them a nice little 2-point lead here with about 5 minutes to go. They go back down. Fox comes into the game. And yeah, get that double team off that fake screen, go screen, boom, quick trigger, drive. Nice little dump down to Luke Cornett after Zach Edey goes for the shot attempt. Goes for the shot contest as we drive in. Look at him look up at the basket, right? Looks up at the basket as if he's going to shoot. Gets the guy to overcommit. Luke gets a wide open layup. Again, beautiful. We can go through this pretty quickly. Another good play here because as we're driving in, we're creating a little bit of leverage off our man. We're going to create a stagger, both from that bottom side and the strong side corner. We see Keldon Johnson kind of leaking out here to the three-point line. Good job creating some more separation for yourself. Pump fake. We get this defender to kind of slightly stagger over to the big in that low post corner. And then boom. Quick trigger three. Once again, love the confidence from shooting the ball with this team, man. Felt like they just did what they needed to do. And ultimately, they do win this game. This is back in the first quarter. But another just big win. Another good win. Again, you're missing two of your best players in Castle and in Wemby, and they still find ways to win, which just goes to show how good of a team this is in terms of chemistry and execution. They do what they got to do, man. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.